Like, if we had grown up in a culture where we were taught that fat thighs are beautiful, we'd all be lying on our backs, counting down the milkshakes, Krispy Kremes, in my case, Antonio's Pizza, because I like sauce. Spending our days thigh expanding. But I hated my thighs. And I hated my vagina even more. I thought it was incredibly ugly. I was one of those women who had looked at it, and from that moment on, I wish I had it. It made me sick. I pitied anyone who had to go down there. Yeah. In order to survive, I began to pretend that there was something else between my legs. I imagined furniture. Cozy futons and light cotton comforters, little velvet settees, leopard rugs, or sometimes even pretty things. Silk handkerchiefs, quilted pot holders, or place settings. I got so accustomed to this that whenever a man was inside of me, I pictured him inside a mink-lined muffler or a Chinese skull. But then I met Bob. Bob was actually the most ordinary man I had ever met. Thin, tall, and kind of short. He wore a panda shirt or safari or something. Shirt, hat, I don't like hats. Well, you see, Bob didn't like spicy foods or listen to Prince. No. He had no interest in my sexy lingerie. What? In the summer, he would spend his time in the shade. Yeah, I know. Well, he didn't share his inner feelings, but he didn't have any problems or issues, and he wasn't even an alcoholic. Wasn't funny, or articulate, or mysterious. He wasn't mean or unavailable. He wasn't self-involved or charismatic. He didn't drive fast. I didn't particularly like Bob. I actually would have missed him altogether if he hadn't picked up my change one day when I dropped him on the deli floor. When he handed me back my quarters and pennies, turned out that Bob loved vaginas. Yeah! staring into my eyes. But it was my vagina. In the light, well, I saw him and, well, I began to get wet and turned on. I began to see myself the way he saw me. I began to feel beautiful, like a great painting or a waterfall. I began to swell, began to feel proud. I actually began to love my vagina. And Bob, well, he was there with me. In my vagina. And we were gone.